straight from the heart, because HVAC cleaning should be a positive experience. And that has a couple plays to it. It should be a positive experience, meaning that's the method that we're going to discuss is positive air duct cleaning as opposed to negative air duct cleaning. And it should be positive. It should be a fun thing. It should be a joy for everybody doing it.
Welcome to Straight from the Heart, because HVAC cleaning should be a positive experience. I'm your host, David Baker, and today I'm joined by RamAir International founder, CEO, David Hart. In this launch episode, David shares the story behind positive air duct cleaning, the RamAir equipment that's transforming businesses, and the real customer wins we'll be featuring in the weeks ahead, including our first guest, Bob Jordan of Pure Clean Northwest. If you're in the HVAC restoration and duct cleaning industry and want practical insights that actually move the needle, you're in the right place. Let's get straight to it. Here's David Hart. David, how you doing today?
Great. Thanks, Dave. How's it going?
Doing well. What's going on there in Oregon?
A lot of duct cleaning.
Good.
As I think you probably know, in addition to RamAir, I also have a HVAC cleaning and decontamination company out here. And we are absolutely slammed with everything from residential to commercial to restorative.
That's terrific. That's terrific. Hey, we're launching a new show. It's Straight from the Heart. Talk about that. Why are we doing this, and what's our content going to be?
Well, I think this is the right time to do this, Dave. Duct cleaning has been around for a long time, since the 1950s, and the way it's been done has been with a traditional method that was fine for the day based on the construction of ducting that was being cleaned. The construction of it has evolved, and yet the methodology hadn't. The equipment, the methodology, all was the same, and it was kind of stuck in that deal until about 18 years ago, when another method came about. And the reason I say I think this is the right time now, rather than 18 or 10 years ago or whatever the case may be, is there's been so many discoveries about methodology and which is superior and which can do things that the other can't. And I'm not going to get into all that right now. I know We're just kind of, we're opening the door to this. That's going to be the fun stuff we're going to be able to talk about
exactly
this episode and all these future episodes to come. I'm just excited to be able to do this with you, straight from the heart. Okay. My last name is Hart. So there you go. And I am going to give it to you straight. And the other part of that title is straight from the heart, because HVAC cleaning should be a positive experience. And, that has a couple plays to it. It should be a positive experience, meaning that's the method that we're going to discuss is positive air duct cleaning as opposed to negative air duct cleaning. And, it should be positive. It should be a fun thing. It should be a joy for everybody doing it. Our customers, when we do duct cleaning for people, man, we have so many 5-star reviews. People type in, my son's asthma is all but gone. We're breathing better. I'm not dusting every single day. So it's just a positive thing.
I like how you say our customers, because RamAir sells equipment to professional remediators who then perform service for customers. And you think in the mind of your customers, for the end customer, how you make their life better. How do you make their life a more positive experience, right?
Well, it's funny you would say that, because yes, I do. And the reason I do is because I am one of our customers also. Okay. It's like the hair club for men. I don't just own the company. I'm also a client, right?
Right.
We don't just design and manufacture groundbreaking air duct cleaning equipment. We use it every single day out in the field. And we are so busy, especially right now. I'm operating in the field. In fact, yesterday I spoke with you on the phone. I had to get going because I was in the middle of a forensic restoration job.
That's great.
Where we were doing, it was a mold remediation job. And so, yeah, we are using the stuff every single day ourselves.
Yeah, that's great. So let's talk about some of the benefits to end users. Or let's talk about we talked about 4 key benefits of the positive air duct cleaning method. And the first one is a one-person job. One person can do the whole job. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, in our company, we send each van and team out, and I put team like that because it's one person. It's one person routes,
Yeah.
and they do 2 houses per day. Get back usually between 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So there you go.
That's amazing. I mean, you save on so much on labor, and you can actually make quite a bit of profit then on a job per job. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now you can send 2 out. Any more than that, it's getting to be quite a few. I mean, you can have a helper go. It's a hand stuff, and maybe you could be doing some. And it does go very, very smoothly with 2 people. I'm not knocking that.
Yeah.
It's just that it works so well with one. It's designed around one. If you want to have a second, it's nice.
So 1-person jobs. The second thing is that it's non-invasive, right? Talk about that. It's a non-invasive approach to air duct cleaning.
Right. And what does that mean, non-invasive? Well, in this particular case, the way we are using that term, we are not cutting a big hole into the HVAC system in order to hook equipment up to it. And in the traditional way that the ducts are cleaned, that's what takes place. You pull up with either a truck mounted or a portable machine that sucks large quantities of air. You cut into the duct system and you extract the air from the ducts, creating negative pressure inside. That's why it's called negative air duct cleaning, creating negative pressure inside those ducts. And we're going to get a lot into that later in this and future episodes as well. But it's not, ours is non-invasive because we're not bringing that mass air mover to the job site. That mass air mover is already there. For successful HVAC cleaning, you need 3 elements. You need mass air movement, agitation, and vacuum. Now, the mass air movement, which is, as I mentioned, the machine that they bring up and cut into the ducts, I said that ours is already there and delivered. It's the air handler, the furnace fan, the air handler fan itself. And it's not only delivered to the job site, it's already hooked up to the ducts. It's ready to go. And even better yet, we leave it at the job site when we're done too. We just leave it hooked up. So we don't have to take it back, clean it out, maintain and all that kind of stuff. It did the job for us. Secondly, in regard to that, it's the right amount of airflow for the job we're doing. Now, if we're doing a residential home, say a 2,500 square foot house, we have an air mover that is moving that air at the correct amount of speed for that particular duct system. Not too much, not too little. It's just right. Now, if we get into a commercial job, and my personal HVAC cleaning company has done 8 casinos in the last few years. These are huge, hundreds of thousands of square feet of space. They don't just have little residential air handlers in them. They have air handlers on the rooftop that are the size of shipping containers. You walk into these things. They're not moving 2,000, 5,000, even 15,000 CFM of air movement, which is considered a lot for a negative air machine to move 15,000 CFM. That's a lot. These things are pushing 60,000 CFM of air.
So what can you bring that they don't already have, right? Right.
I mean, what are you going to do? Drive a duct truck into the middle of a casino? You can't do it. So you're going to have to use the portables. And that's just, oh my God, it's going to take forever. We did a casino a couple years ago down in California, where they had gotten a quote from another company that was going to charge. I'll just go ahead and tell you, this is called Straight from the Heart, right?
I love it.
I'm going to shoot it straight.
We're bringing it.
Right. They were going to charge $750,000 to spend 3 months to go in and clean these ducts. Now that's invasive into a casino when you have people who, by the way, are also drinking, and walking around this place for you to be running your show there for 3 months, sectioning off areas and all that kind of stuff. They want it done quickly. They want it done well, but they also want it done efficiently. We did that job in 10 days. Granted, we did it for half as much, but I'd rather make 300 and some odd thousand in 10 days than 750 in 3 months.
Yeah, opportunities cost, because then you can go on and do something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's actually higher. It's considerably higher revenue generation.
So this is a very great system. 1-person job. It's minimally invasive. Also, I mean, you have a patent on this SaniJet contamination application system.
The decontamination system, the SaniJet, is probably my favorite aspect to the whole thing. And the reason being is there are other ways of cleaning ducts than the positive air method. Are they good for the ducts? Do they do as good of a job? Once again, we're going to get into that in future episodes. But in order to apply a decontaminant to the inside of a duct system, in the event of a restoration job, whether it be a smoke, crime scene, unattended death, homicide, suicide, illicit drug, mold, whatever we're going to be applying to those surfaces, the inside of the duct walls. There's two golden rules in the restoration industry that everybody in the restoration industry is familiar with, and that is you need to coat the surface completely and it has to dwell for a certain amount of time. And the traditional way of applying a decontaminant to the inside of an HVAC system, and I use the term decontaminant rather than disinfectant, because you use a disinfectant if it's a pathogen, whatever the case may be. Illicit drug, you're not killing anything because there's nothing living. So it's a chemical neutralizer in that particular case. So I use the word decontaminant to cover both disinfectant and chemical neutralizer. You can hear me using that term a lot, decontaminant. Now, if you're going to apply that to the inside of a duct system, the way it's been done traditionally for decades is fogging. You always hear about, I'm going to fog the ducts, okay? And the way that's done is to put the decontaminant liquid into a fogging machine, and then you turn on the air handler of the duct system, go to the return duct, and blast that fog into the return duct with the air handler fan moving, which carries it through the duct system. And at first, that sounds great. It sounds like it works. It carries it through the duct system. But let's examine that preposition for a moment. Through. It applies it through the duct system, not to, not on. Okay. So how does that look? And I know this because I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've had my HVAC cleaning company for 28 years. Positive air duct cleaning has existed for 18. So what did I do for the previous 10?
You fogged.
I was there. I was doing it. All right. So you go to the return, you fog the decontaminant into there. It carries it through the duct, and you watch those supply ducts where the air comes out, those registers, and you can see the fog start to pour out of those, meaning it's now going through the duct system. What happens is the person applying it then shuts the fogger off. Okay, we're now fogging the inside of the space. I've done the fogging. The thing is, if you shut off the fogger at that point, you haven't even begun to coat the inside of those ducts. The only way you will have coated the inside of those ducts, if you keep fogging to the point that all that fog comes out of those registers, you won't even be able to see through the room. You won't even see your hand in front of the face. You would have filled the interior of the space.
Then you get
with
saturation.
Fog. Oh, you got decontaminant all over every surface. It's on the duct surfaces, but it's also on the walls, the ceiling, the floor, the windows, all the contents within that structure. And nobody does that. Nobody would do that in their right mind. So they shut it off early, and nothing ever gets done. Now, the SaniJet, which is the patented system that we designed about 15 years ago, we turn the HVAC system off so the air is not going through the system. We have, through a compressed canister, we filled our liquid. It has a long hose at the end of which is a dispersion ball. We depress the lever. It fogs it out of that ball and sprays it directly to the duct walls as we slowly retract that hose. So now it gives us complete control over applying that decontaminant to those duct walls, and none of it enters the living space. So yeah, it puts exactly what you want where you want it, and it doesn't put it where you don't want it.
You're not going to get the fog all over the house, and you're going to get more disinfectant inside.
You're going to get exactly as much as you want where you want it.
That's great. That's terrific. Well, great. Well, I look forward to talking with you. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be talking to customers. You've got a bunch of people lined up, and we'll be hearing from their perspective on what it's like to have RamAir equipment and how they can be successful in operating a business to have a positive experience and give people a positive experience.
We got some really great guests lined up. I'm absolutely stoked, especially our first one, Bob Jordan. He's a former aerospace engineer that got into restoration. He now owns a PureClean franchise. He's written a book on mitigation, and he's going to be our first guest. We have a gentleman who is paramount in the manufacture of flex ducting, so he knows the manufacturing of it very well. We have some other restorers as well as users of different equipment out there. It's going to be a real fun trip we're going to take.
Well, that's going to be great. I look forward to it. We'll talk next week.
Thank you.